Hey guys, when you're driving somewhere, do you ever realize that you've arrived at your destination without even knowing it or how you even realizing how you got there? Often our minds will wander and we live life on autopilot. There's a lot of pros and cons with being able to live on autopilot. The pros being, everyday tasks are very easy and we could quickly, without conscious thought of it, do things habitually, automatically. Going on autopilot runs off of our brain structure called the DMN or default mode network, which helps us with the habit building and so forth. The negative side is we lack self-awareness of a lot of the decisions that we make and the activities that we do. A really good example of this when this happens is with food. And how we default to a certain diet or a certain lifestyle of food as well. Often when we eat out, we're eating at a place where we know has the food we like, somewhere we've always eaten before. Meat has been a staple for, our species forever. We've been eating meat ever since we were cavemen. We domesticated cattle over 9,000 years ago, and an average American person actually consumes over 60 to 65 pounds of beef a year, and this doesn't include 65 pounds of pork and maybe 16 pounds of poultry a year as well. So that's a shit ton of meat that we're actually eating right now. Knowing this and all the knowledge I have now regarding diet, our default and stuff like that, I start to question the norm of eating meat, and I want to try like a vegetarian lifestyle, not vegan, a vegetarian lifestyle, because I want to transition slowly to a different sort of eating habit. So one of the many reasons I want to try this diet or change in lifestyle is because the production of meat actually has a tremendous effect on the environment, has a huge carbon footprint on the environment. And when you go vegetarian or you become vegan, you're sort of reducing your carbon footprint, reducing the cruelty to animals, supposedly actually living a healthier lifestyle and a happier life. So I really want to give that a try. And the latest trend I've seen in the market is this thing called Beyond Meat for vegetarians, vegans, and it's an alternative source of meat. So I first tried it at a fast food restaurant called A&W. We have this in Canada and North America, and it tasted really good. I could barely tell the difference between what that was and what beef tastes like. So I thought to myself, why not try being a little extra as usual and try this Beyond Meat diet for the next 30 days and document it. So I set on this quest, and it was a quest for me. It was a huge journey to, eat Beyond Meat every day, whether it's through A&W or just buy it at a grocery store and cook it myself. And the first day I ended up going to A&W, ordered a breakfast sandwich with Beyond Meat. The funny story is, within the first day, I failed. I finished a coaching session with one of my clients, and a buddy and I had met up. It was about 6:15 p.m. and I was starving. So obviously you can kind of tell where this is leading to. So I had about 30 minutes to eat before my meditation set. And without real knowledge or consciousness of it, I ended up going to a sushi restaurant. And I didn't think twice about ordering just vegetables or vegetarian sushi, if you want to call it that. I ended up choosing a bento box with beef, some sashimi and stuff like that. So it was too easy. The Japanese restaurant was pretty much right next door to my coaching session at the coffee shop. So it was just way too easy. It never crossed my mind to be vegetarian. And here's my reaction video to that.
All right, guys. Hate to disappoint, but I already screwed up. It is the first day of this Beyond Meat challenge, and trying to not eat meat is the messaging I'm trying to do here, and I've already failed. I had a coaching session with one of my clients there, and
I really hate wasting food, so I finished my food there and decided, okay, you know what, I fucked up really bad. I think from here on out, even though today's day one, I'm still going to count this as day one, and I'm going to continue forward and commit to eating just Beyond Meat for the next 30 days. Hey guys, I'm just in the drive-thru right now at A&W. Today's the first day of my Beyond Meat challenge. I'm going to be eating Beyond Meat at least twice a day for the next 30 days. See how it goes. So by the 5th day, first day, second day, third day, whatever days, it's really good. But on the 5th day, I couldn't do it again. So here's a video of me eating on the 5th day, Beyond Meat. Really sick of it. It tasted so good for the first few days, but you'll see how my reaction. It's just not the same.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Holy fuck. I am actually really getting sick of eating this. I could barely finish 2 patties. And this guy's eating like chicken right behind me, and pasta, and I'm really getting sick of this. Ugh. And how many days has it been? It's been Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Less than a week, and I cheated a few times too. Oh my god. How am I gonna do this?
I was used to eating such a big variety of options, like meat, how to cook things, and so forth. And me being a new vegetarian and so forth, I had no idea where to start or what recipes and how to make vegetables taste good. So I did a lot of research on myself, and I asked some friends that were on this vegan and vegetarian lifestyle for a longer time than me. And I told them exactly that I'm doing this Beyond Meat challenge thing and want to see where it goes. And I wanted the variety now at this point. So I decided to just be vegetarian, and I had to ask a bunch of people that I knew how to make my food taste better.
Guys, it's been a pretty rough couple of weeks. I guess not even a couple of weeks. It's been a couple, I guess like 10 days or so. I don't remember. It was last Wednesday. So it's been 7 days. Yeah. It's been tough trying to stick to this Beyond Meat diet as well. Like, you know, the purpose is to try to do that. But clearly I'm not doing too well. But today I did get a veggie wrap from Booster Juice. Hopefully it tastes good. There's no meat in there. There is eggs. But yeah, I'm gonna try go vegetarian. I chose Beyond Meat as an option because it tastes like meat most of the time, and it tastes good. That's why I decided to try Beyond Meat to transition to vegetarian. But definitely, it's tough to eat one thing all the time. So that's why I want to. I'm gonna explore other vegetarian options, so I'm not just limited to that. It is a little bit of a change in the experiment, but you know what? I'm gonna try Beyond Meat as much as possible. I do have 2 patties cooked for dinner tonight already, so I don't cheat today. And yeah, like hopefully this vegetarian wrap tastes good. So guys, I'm at the grocery store right now. I've got to pick up some vegetarian food. Back on the Beyond Meat diet. Got my kimchi rice, and I just cut up the 2 patties so it cooks faster because I'm hungry.
So during the time, I still wanted to include Beyond Meat into kind of the lifestyle in the portion, because obviously that was the initial goal for the start, to eat only Beyond Meat for the next 30 days, but clearly I couldn't do it, so I wanted to just eat vegetables. But here's the thing, life happens. And yeah, that's a terrible excuse, life happens, but it does happen. I had parties to go to, dinners, you know, weddings to come up as well, and a lot of these places don't have vegetarian options, and I quickly realized how hard it was. I don't know. Choices are very limited for vegetarians in the city. I'm feeling it now, how hard it is. Like, there's so little choice if you don't really cook vegetables. Like, what do you usually cook? I don't know. Today and yesterday, the last 2 days, I'm gonna try to not to cheat, I guess, and every other day I'm gonna stick to vegetarian, mainly Beyond Meat, but if not Beyond Meat, it'll be vegetarian for sure. And for my friend's wedding, I had to travel outside the city. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest, during this whole challenge, I gave in 5 times. And yeah, but I think I continued on, and this is where kind of the good news ends. I ended at day 27. From this experiment, I learned quite a bit. One of the many things I learned was about habit building. So I'll talk a little bit more about habit building down the road and why our behaviors and habits are really important for us. One of the biggest learnings is quitting is really hard. Instead of, like, I've worked with smokers before. A lot of my clients are smokers, and people that have been habitually smoking or doing something else. One of them has been smoking for 15 years, and you know, it was a challenge to get for him to quit, but we got him to the finish line, and he hasn't picked up a cigarette in the last 2 years, which is phenomenal. But you know, quitting weed is hard. It's really hard. I think it would be harder than quitting smoking, at least to me it is, because it wasn't 15 years of me smoking or eating meat. It was my entire life, from 0 or whatever age I was till 30. So with any types of habit buildings, it's good to kind of start slow and steady. And the reason this is important is because we have a hard time going all in a lot of times. Most people can't go all in, but for some people they can. because they really understand the value behind it. They can really align their lifestyle to the value of going vegetarian. For me, it wasn't at all. And my purpose of this whole thing was to learn something and try this Beyond Meat and vegetarian diet. So clearly my lifestyle and the reason I'm doing it is not strong enough for me to continue this whole journey of being vegetarian. Change is hard. So it's pretty obvious that change is hard. Now, how do we overcome these challenges that we all face? Well, the big thing is making things easy, because your ability has to meet your motivation. My motivation was super high, but my ability was low. So as you can see, this chart I'm going to be showing you, it's got Fogg's theory, where basically motivation and ability have to meet in order for action to take place. So what I could have done differently definitely was meal prep. Obviously plan my meals ahead of time, choose a route that actually has vegetarian restaurants or vegetarian options on the menu, decide on that, let all my friends know, right? So there's a lot of things I could have done to make it easier for myself. And another realization that I came to was there's not a whole lot of options. Restaurants don't have vegetarian options, and if you're gonna say salads, no, salads are not considered to me to be vegetarian. I'm not gonna eat a salad. That doesn't count for me. And you know what? It's super expensive. I just don't get it. Why it's more expensive than meat. I go to the grocery store, I buy vegetables, I buy meat. Meat is so much more expensive. I don't know why it's more expensive. Maybe it's the thought process into making the food taste good. That's why it's more expensive. Another thing I learned was that, how to become vegetarian or how to change that lifestyle was hard for me. So I wish going in I knew a little bit more. I did a little bit more research, because I'm just a regular meat eater like everyone else, like most people. But we eat a ton of meat. And I wish I did a little bit more research and talk to more people on how they transitioned to become vegetarian or vegan and what they did as well. The last thing is having a partner, having someone keep you accountable for kind of the reason that you're doing it, the goals. And at the end of the day, you keep yourself accountable, but at the same time, it's always nice to have someone, because we're social people. We are social, we hate to disappoint. And having that person just look over our results and stuff like that, that is what keeps us accountable sometimes. So having that person really helps. So what's the point of all this? Well, the big point of this is that we need to be a little bit more conscious of our decisions, whether it's a big or small decision as well. So studies show that the average adult makes about 35,000 decisions a day. And research also shows that after about 70 decisions, we reach this thing called a decision fatigue. So deciding what to wear, what direction to take to work, what shoes to wear, what to eat, those decisions also count to those 70 decisions that we are able to make. And it also takes away from the willpower and our better decision-making abilities. So having these things pre-planned make our ability to make better decisions easier for us. So when it comes to that, obviously pre-plan your meals, pre-plan your clothes the night before, and these other things. And these aren't like very big decisions. These are inconsequential decisions of what to wear, what direction to take, what to eat. So having those easy decisions just set out already for you, helps us with better decisions. Now from here, I can't say I'm gonna commit to being a vegetarian or vegan, but what I can commit to is 2 to 3 days a week of being a vegetarian or committing to eating vegetarian food. So that's kind of the takeaway from here. So at least I can actually help with the carbon footprint. So I want you to ask yourself, when was the last time I questioned life's default?